Hello. The game is HorizonXI. Or should I say Final Fantasy XI? Horizon 11? Final Fantasy 11? Let's get in here. So, I'm going to do something a little different with this video in the format. So this video is going to be about how do you start playing this and a little bit of, just tips and tricks on how to get going, right? And usually I make big, long, 5-6 hour videos that cover everything with a lot of timestamps. I'm going to try something different here. I'm going to make smaller videos. They're still going to be pretty long, but smaller, individually categorized. Like this one's going to be how to install, and then I'll probably do some other things, maybe some add-ons and just everything I've learned. There's a lot to learn. There's a pretty big wall of getting into this game, in my opinion. Just utilizing the interface when you first come in, like the keyboard is just, it's insane, right? And I think it could throw a lot of people off. But it's a really great game. So that's going to be how this video rolls. So I'll tell you a little bit about the game, and then we'll get into it from there. This is an emulated server. It's going back to classic Final Fantasy XI, which was Final Fantasy's, I think it was their first MMO. Came out 2002. There it is, 2002. It was released in Japan. 2003, it came out on PC and I think PlayStation 2 for America. And they kind of had the Japanese players and American players coming in. I remember there was a little bit of an imbalance because it had a year's head start. And it was pretty crazy back then. I played this. I picked it up on the PC and I played it. I played it until roughly 2004. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I know summer of 2004, beginning of the summer, I got into WoW beta. I beta tested WoW for a while, and I was like, yes, this is it. And then I jumped into WoW for a while. That was my path. This was like one of the major replacement games after EverQuest for me, Final Fantasy XI. Very good game, very social game. Like, I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't know that the games were going to devolve into single-player MMOs and the whole, like, EverQuest, Ultima Online, Dark Age of Camelot, Final Fantasy XI social grouping party system would kind of go away and deteriorate for the next 20 years. I had no idea. I was just like, I don't like the interface of this so much. WoW's really smooth. Let me go over to WoW, right? This is my mentality. But this is a great game. And this is an emulated server. Free to play. They don't take any money. I don't think they can take money if they wanted to. Just legal reasons, probably. It is really well done. There have been other emulated Final Fantasy XI servers out there. I think there's been 3 or 4 of them. I've played none of them. I jumped right into this one. When I wasn't following this, it was a surprise to me in December, and just researching it, it looked like it had a really, really good team of devs working on it. I believe they said they had 100 plus people working on this game. They had people creating custom music for it, which, by the way, is gorgeous sounding. So I mean, in this little clip that you're watching here, this is like part of the storyline. You got to get a group together. I forget what it's called, a BCNM burning challenge name mob or something, name monster. I'm not a huge Final Fantasy, like, I'm not going to be able to give you all the advanced tips, but I'll be able to get you going. I've learned enough to be able to get you going and make some videos to kind of help you out along the way, get you started. But back to the server, this isn't a pure classic. They did do a little bit of balancing. In my opinion, a very gentle touch, just to balance classes out, so to kind of remove the meta, like Ninja being a super tank, he's the tank you want, Summoners being not that great at end game, now they're really good, so they're, all kinds of different stuff. I think the classes are well balanced. Their motto is play and find out. Play what you want. Like, if there's a specific class you want to play, don't worry about what the meta was, just play it. Like, if you want to be a Dark Knight, be a Dark Knight. It's going to be good. If you want to be a Dragoon, don't worry about it. They're going to be okay. If you want to be a warrior, you could be a DPS warrior or a tank warrior. You'll be all right. If you want to be a ninja, you can be a DPS ninja or a tank ninja. You'll be okay. So that's kind of how it's shaping out, and it turns out it's super popular. Super popular. It's one of the reasons why I didn't do a video earlier about this server. I was worried about the population. I did not want to bring more people in. So they had, on the first day, they had over like almost 5,000 people trying to log in when the server launched. like live active 5,000 people on a server. If you know anything about MMOs, that's a lot of people per server. If you know anything about emulators, that's a heck of a lot of people to try to support, you know, on an emulated server. So they actually pulled it off fairly well. I thought, honestly, I thought it was going to crash and burn on the first day when I seen how many people were signing up and how just exploding their Discord was with people. I honestly thought the server was going to melt. You know, everybody was like, they can handle it, they can handle it, and they seemed very confident. But I've been through many launches, and I've seen AAA MMOs with high-cost server farms melt. You know, but I think overall they did a pretty good job. You may, if you've heard about this game, you may have heard there were some hiccups with like the login servers for the first week. But man, they were really on top of everything. I wish AAA games were as responsive as they were and on top of everything. They've got a lot of it fixed, and for the last probably 2 weeks now, I haven't had a single issue. I can log in, log out when I want. It's been absolutely beautiful. They just constantly were working on it and figuring out what was causing crashes. There were some zone crashes. And it's still a work in progress, but man, that team really, really, kudos to them. Like, I'm impressed. I've been around for a lot of years, and I've seen, like I said, AAA devs fail where they completely succeeded. So, server's doing really well. If you've ever wanted to play Final Fantasy 11, maybe you missed it. Maybe you're curious. Maybe you're a 14 player, and you're just curious where to see what 11 was about before 14 came in. This is your opportunity. There will, in my opinion, never be another Final Fantasy 11 server like this ever again, with this kind of population and this kind of hype, and it's just alive, and the community's just rocking and going crazy, and it's the perfect time to join in. The server's only a month or so old, so you're not really far behind or anything like that. There's plenty of people. There's going to be plenty of people to group with for the next year probably. And as people hear about this server, I think it's going to grow. I honestly think this is just the beginning for this server. So the only thing that could probably, I don't even say what could take the server down. It's like, you know, I think as long as they don't run out of money or funding or however they're paying for this stuff, then it'll be okay. So that's the server. So, you know, I'm roughly 7 minutes into this video already. Hopefully you have a good idea of what this is. A little bit of gameplay going on while I'm chitty-chatting. So let me get into, like, what do you got to do? Let's get into the technical thing. Like, what do you got to do to get going? Go to HorizonXI.com. That's their webpage. Has all their basic information there. You can create an account, download the launcher, get on their Discord. But before we get into that, let me just show you a couple other things. Obviously, they got their rules here. Some important things. RMT, keep it out. They'll ban you. 1 account per IP address, and they are serious about this. They do not want people boxing. This is a single box server. They will ban the crap out of you. They're very serious. You can request the IP exemption, just like with Project 1999, but don't be surprised if they ask for a picture of you and your wife standing next to each of your computers or something like that. They're serious about it, and they will vet you and they will check on you. They do not want people cheating, hacking. You know, there was some people using bots for phishing, and they do ban waves of them. They put in restrictions, like they seen people doing it, so they put in restrictions so that when they ban them and they make new free accounts to come back in, it makes it harder for them to start up again. You know, so they're players. They're players just like you and I. I would equate them very much like, I don't want to. There's a negative connotation when you say like the Project 1999 dev team, but they're a dev team that are players. So they're, you know, they know the tricks of how to get around stuff. So very important, stressing it, 1 account per IP address. And if you need more than that, you're going to have to go through the exemption process. I was going to do it for my wife and kid. They don't take these kind of games serious. It just wasn't even worth it, to be honest with you. Don't exploit. Don't use any third-party tools or add-ons. They have an add-on list that are approved right here. So these are the add-ons that you can go out and get on your own if you want, like Skill Chain and Skill Chains. They have add-ons in the launcher, which I'll show you later. But if you want to go out and get one that's not, this is approved. So if you ever want to use like an add-on, If it's not on this list, you cannot use it, and if you do use it, you could get your account suspended, banned, whatever. Here's ones that are definitely prohibited. Like, so if it's not on this list, don't use it, but if you're using one of these, you're going to probably get a ban when they find out. So just wanted to point that out. Let's go back here. Botting, automation, just basically hate speech group. Just be nice. Like, just be a chill person. You get 3 characters, and you can craft on your 3 characters. That's it. So no mule counts, nothing like that. Yell and shout rules. So yell is basically, in Final Fantasy, yell is like world chat, right? It's like your general chat in EverQuest and stuff like that. So it's where people say, hey, I need a teleport, or do you want a group? And it's only used when you're in a city, so all cities are kind of like interconnected in the chat. So you can sit in like San Andoria city and speak to somebody in Juneau, and it's just a good way of like hanging out in a city, selling stuff, looking for ports, but it's not used for chat. That's why it's on here. Like, don't use it for chat. Just use it for looking for group and recruitments and stuff like that. And so far, it's been great. Everybody's been doing it. It's not like they don't want Baron's chat and yell, basically, which I'm sure everybody agrees with. General chat, fine, which is just zone-wide or, whatever. Or say inappropriate names. They do have a GM ticketing system on their Discord. Play now. I would right here on the Play Now is their Discord community. 100% you want to do that. If you don't have Discord installed, what is wrong with you? But anyway, their Discord community is highly used. That's where you're going to use your ticketing system. That's where you're going to put in tickets for IP exemptions, things like that. Also, a lot of good information in there. So use the search bar. If you got a question, 99.9% chance somebody else had that same exact question as you, and the Discord is probably the best place to search for it, because you're not going to find like a lot of external resources, you know what I mean, on some emulator from 2003. So anyway, since we're here, so you hit play now, how to play. So you're going to have to create an account. I don't want to click on that because it'll show you my account name, and I don't want to dox myself. I've already doxed myself enough. I don't even like my character name being shown, but not much I can do about it in this game. So create an account. It's just username, password kind of thing, email. Once you have that account, you can then validate it, then download the launcher. It's just single file when you download this launcher, but this is important. I'm going to put a timestamp in here. Important install instructions. So you need 40 gigabytes free at least. So you need a pretty good. Just have 40 to 60 gigs. You'll be fine. But when you do the install, you're going to get a ton of prompts. It's going to be like, do you want to install this? Do you want to install that? It's installing all the backwards compatibility stuff. It's installing this this wrapper called Tisha that's like, runs in its own sandbox, and it's installing everything it needs. Who knows what it's installing? But here's what you need to know. If you don't hit yes to everything, install it, give it admin access, everything, you're going to have problems. Then you'll be on Discord going, this isn't working for me. Why is it? And it's going to ask you for me, it asked me maybe 6 or 7 times for various things. I think I had a lot of stuff already installed in my computer, that this game might need, but it could ask you up to 12, 20 times depending on your computer. So you have to actively be sitting here watching the install as it's going through. And when those prompts come up, you want to hit yes so it can install what it needs to get going. Now, with that said, this is an emulated server created by a dev team that, I don't know their real life names. It's not some company, you know what I mean? So as always, use at your own risk. Like, I don't know, they could be installing Bitcoin miners for all I know. I don't think they are. And if they have, they got probably 20 to 40,000 people who have installed this game already. So nobody's reported any malicious activity on their computer. I haven't seen any. There's been no feedback. So I feel like it's pretty safe, but I always just, as a disclaimer, you're doing this of your own free will. You do understand this isn't like a company. These are a group of fans that have made a wonderful game for everybody to enjoy and reenact and live through. So But with that said, very important, click the OKs, click the yeses, and you have to watch it install. Don't install it and go to the bathroom or go get something to eat and walk away. You're going to come back and you're going to have 1,000 problems. This isn't working for me. That's not working for me. So that's very key. But once you installed the downloader, let me see if I can show you what the launcher will look like, and we'll get into that. Here we have the launcher installed.
Pikachu.
That's my little girl, so just had to show her off a little bit. So we have the launcher installed. So you need to put your username, your password in here. Hit remember login. That'll show you your characters. Then you hit play. Before you do that, you want to go over some key things here. So this button here is Addon. By the way, this is a custom launcher that they built. Very beautiful. But you want to go in here and manage your add-ins. Now, this launcher, it's the game wrapped inside of a system called Ashita. There's also one called Windower. So people who play Final Fantasy on emulated servers, usually they're like Windower or Ashita. They're both programs so that this old game can run on modern computers and run add-ons and stuff like that. The Horizon team developed this to be utilized with Ashita by default. It just runs by default with it. It's like a shell for the game. If you play on other emulated servers, this is its own individual program of it. It runs in its own sandbox, so you don't have to worry about your other Final Fantasy installs or your other Ashita installs. This runs separately from it. Since it does that, there's other things it does that I'm not even familiar with, but it has some natively supported plugins and add-ons. Some of the ones I suggest are the minimap, nameplate, and if you just click the down little arrow, it tells you basically what it does. All maps is definitely one, unless you want to go hardcore. Instead of having to buy maps, it just lets you see all the maps. So when you pull up a map, you have a map of the area. Some of the ones I found useful, some of the ones I didn't. Checker's a very useful one. It shows you the level of a mob when you check it, when you inspect it. Play sounds. That one's just like, it'll be like, you skilled up. Somebody sent you a tell. So it's nice. Clock, config. Well, it enables slash commands to force game settings correctly. I'm not even sure why I have that one enabled. Distance shows you like your distance to the target. So if your spell goes 18, they call them yalms instead of yards. It's like a made-up unit of measurement. So if it goes 18 yalms, you'll need to know that. So you can get to it. It'll say 18. But you just go through this, pick the ones you do. It's the native ones here are all allowed. You just click it whether you want it, don't want it, turn it on and off as you launch the game. Same with the add-ons, the plugins over here. Now, I'll get into how to add add-ons in a little bit. I'll put that in this video. We'll discuss how to do custom add-ons because that's a little more difficult, but it is part of getting you up and running. One of the key things you want to do is go into settings, or actually, first thing you want to do is change it from day mode to night mode. Day mode's nice. It has like nice graphics you can see behind it where you can't really see it with night. But wow, it's so bright. One of the things you want to do in here, so you can set all your major settings here instead of in-game. And one of the things you want to do is whether you want HorizonXI music or you want the original music. Actually, I'm going to turn it off because I want to hear some of the original music in there because I don't know it. Sound, always play sound. I don't know what any of this stuff is. But here, borderless window is important for me. That allows me to not have problems when I'm tabbing out. Console key. I never realized what this. So insert. This is in the game. You can open up Ashita. I keep wanting to call it Atisha. You can open up Ashita and do stuff in game with it, like binding keys. I never knew that. So you can change that by keybind here. You want to change your window resolution here as well. So this is what resolution the game's going to be at, and you also want it to be on English. Here is where you can open your gamepad config if you're using like a gamepad. Yes. Oh, there we go. Now this, I spent 8 hours on this trying to get it to work with a PlayStation 4 via Bluetooth, and I could not. I'm not going to get into this now. This is a whole separate video. But what I found out is if you have an Xbox controller, it works natively with Windows. For like PlayStation, I think it's called, do I have it on my desktop? I'm looking for it. It's like, oh, there it is right there. It's a DS4 window is what it's called. It's basically a controller that allows you to play PlayStation on Windows. I would skip that probably. Some people have gotten it to work. I could not get this to work unless I plugged the PlayStation 4 controller into my computer with a USB. I couldn't use it via Bluetooth. Then it would work, and I could get everything set up, which was still a pain to figure out. And even then, I couldn't get my D-pad to work. So this game works really well with a controller if you can get it to work. A lot of people don't even play with keyboard because keyboard's just so foobar. It's ridiculous. But I've gotten used to it with the keyboard now, and that's actually the one bad thing about this game. Is it's designed for a controller and not for a keyboard and mouse. So if you're a PC player that likes using an Xbox controller, you're probably going to love this game a lot more. If you're not, it's going to frustrate you. Also, people got this game up and running smooth on a Steam Deck, so check that out on Discord, how to do that if you have a Steam Deck. This stuff's not really important. Mapping fonts, textures. Yeah, none of this stuff was really important. Maintain aspect ratio, I guess. But right here is important. This is where a lot of people mess up. So the background resolution, I think, should match your default resolution. Menu resolution, so if you want your interface in the game to increase, you can reduce your menu resolution. Now, I have mine set to 1664 by 936. It doesn't matter as long as it's like, so if this is a 16 by 9 resolution, which it is, you know, standard widescreen computer monitor resolution, you can pick any other 16 by 9 resolution here. So this just happens to be the one that met the size that I like, so I could see it on my monitor fine. So this is how you change the size of the UI. This is important. A lot of people don't even know about it. I just see like their screenshots and their videos, and they just got this tiny little UI that they can't even see. So just adjust this down, and it'll make your UI larger. Miscellaneous screenshots. Enable seeding. So, you know, I had this running for probably the first week that it was out. I seeded just to overnight. I just let my computer run so all the people playing can seed. There's tons of seeders. If you have a problem with seeding, like you tried to download, let me know. I'll pop mine back on and let it run for a few days. As far as I know, there's so many players right now that have seeding enabled, and that it's not a problem to download. And just so you know, seeding means basically it's using like a BitTorrent client built into the launcher to share the game files. So, you know, it's basically a BitTorrent share is what you're downloading from. Very, very nice, and it worked very well. But I turned it off just because, you know, I don't need to be seeding that constantly, and there's plenty of people doing it. But if I ever got wind that there wasn't, I would turn it back on and just let it run overnight until there was plenty of people. So that's the controllers. That's the settings you want to go through. What was it that I turned off? Textures. I think in-game I turned off shadows just to avoid, there's a thing, sometimes you get a black screen when you zone. It's on the Discord, I'm not going to get into that. But this is the launcher. Once you have everything worked out the way you want, you just hit play, you go into the game, your characters are created on the website, not in the game, so when you create your account, there will be on the website, it'll show you to create characters. And basically all you're doing is picking a name, picking a race. You know, the basic configuration is very simple in this game. So you create your characters on the website, then using the account that you created, then you come in here and log in with it, and boom. Then when you're in the game, you can select your characters, and you can get going. Alright, so I logged out. There's an NM that spawns here. A named monster, I think. Named mob. I've never, ever gotten an NM drop. I've managed to kill the one that's here a couple times, but it's never dropped anything. I've seen other NMs, but either that dude's farming this whole area. I've seen other NMs, but I either couldn't kill him or somebody else got to him first. I even asked. I was like, there was one. There was one. I got a story. Let me go down this elevator here first. Um, there's a streamer I watch, Fahros. Fahros, real cool, chill dude. He's just chill dude. Like I'd never even heard about him until Final Fantasy 11. I was like, who's streaming? He's a dude has like 300, 400 people. It's like the most watched Final Fantasy 11 streamer. But he just started up. Apparently, he's been a long time streamer. There's a story behind all of this information. I highly recommend him. He's a real chill dude. He's like just very positive. Like when I think of Twitch streamers, I just think of just. I'm not a Twitch watcher, to be honest with you. He's a really chill dude, so I'm glad I found him because he's going to be a part of the memories I have of this game are going to be intertwined with him forever now. You know what I mean? Me watching his streams and playing the game. He's very helpful. Like, he'll help you out with any question you got. He even helps people out in games. Real chill guy. He's just really positive, just really happy that this server's out and doing well. Definitely want to check out his stream. I'll link it in the description. I'll probably keep up with him even after I'm done playing this. But anyway, one NM just popped on. I didn't even realize I was fighting it. And I noticed my pet was dying. And I was like, why is my pet dying to this little stupid easy mob I'm grinding? And I was like, oh man, it's a named mob. Oh man. Well, luckily I had my summons up so I could summon another one. But then a goblin shaman jumped me. And I'm just like, I was just having the worst luck. And they just ripped through my other pet, and I was like, oh man, and I like ran to the zone, and it chased me, and they made it on the server so people don't like run spawns to the zone, and then when people zone in, they get wiped out. They made it so if a spawn chases somebody to the zone, it'll despawn it. But I guess I made it to the zone before the name mob made it all the way, because when I popped back in at like 20% health or whatever, the name mob was still there, and I'm like, oh, cool, if I could, let me heal up. If I can heal up before somebody comes in and snatches him, maybe I could have a chance, but I don't know. It already took out 2 of my pets, and I didn't even get it down to 50%, and I was like, oh, man, I really want to kill this. This is the first NM I've ever found on my own, you know? And I was watching Fahros' stream, and, like, you know, I wasn't really paying attention at the time. I was on my other monitor. And then I just see him out of like a quarter of my screen. He comes running by me. I was like, what? Was that? So I like hurried up, like, I was like, help me with this NM. I was like, you know, Fahros is here. He'll help me. And he's like, sorry, man, I'm running to an XP party. I was like, oh no. I was like, no, even Fahros won't help me. No. It's like, no way. No, like I'd never even seen this dude in game before. And I'm watching his stream, and I'm not paying attention. I didn't know he was coming. I just see him, like, I'm kneeled down like this. I wish I was on video. It was so hysterical to me. I'm kneeled down like this. I see him like, chooka, 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 chooka. And the NM's, like, right here. So he kind of, like, runs by me in the NM, right? And he's, like, out of the screen. But I probably should have explained to him, like, because, like, he'll help people farm the NMs. Like, sit there for hours with them while they're farming a drop that they need or something. So in his mind, when he gets some he probably didn't even see me. He just gets some random tell going, hey, can you help me with an NM? And I didn't even think I put that many words into it because I was panicked. I was like, help me kill NM, you know? He probably thought like somebody wants him to camp the NM, and he had a party going on, and they were all running to the same zone I was in. I found this out later. And I was like, oh man, even Fahros dissed me. I was sitting there thinking about it. I think about it later. I was like, he probably thought I meant like camping at him. And then these other 2 guys come up that are higher level and start killing it. I'm just like, oh, damn. Only if he could have turned around and helped me kill it. And then I'm watching his stream, and I'm looking, and the 2 guys that killed it were in his group. They were all running to this higher level part of the zone. Oh, it was so funny. But yeah, so I have horrible luck with NMs. But that was a funny story. But anyway, Fahros, he's the man. He's the man behind the shine. What's that, Mr. Clean? Anyway, he's a good dude. He's a good egg. I'm a pretty chill dude, and he's chiller than I am, definitely. Where am I going here? I don't even know what I'm doing. Where the heck am I going? All right. I was talking to you guys. I wasn't paying attention. I think I gotta go down this. I think I gotta go down this hallway. So that's my first tip to watch Fahros. He's a really good streamer. He gives out a lot of good information. He has a fishing guide out there that taught me how to fish. Fishing's it's not a really great money maker, but it's a great money maker starting out, and it's like a medium income. It's like a steady income. It's like a guaranteed income, and money is a big thing. I'll get into that later. Money is a big thing in this game. As far as will tell you, I think he said the other day, there's two parts of this game: leveling up and getting gil. Right, and it's true. There's a little bit more. There's three parts in my opinion. There's leveling up. There's doing the story quests and all the quest lines. Is this the way I came from? Was I talking to you guys and now I'm going back the way I came? Leveling up, getting XP and grinding is one. Getting gil so you can buy gear and transportation and all the things you need is two. That's important. And then three is all the quests. This game hinders gameplay a lot via quest lines, which I kind of like it. It's a really great way to kind of chill out the who's in here. It's a great way to make the game last a little longer instead of just grinding to the end and you're done. There's like when you get to 50, you have to do a limit break quest so you can level to 55, and then you got to do another limit break quest so you get to 60. Throughout the whole game, there's rank quests like the storyline that you got to do. Yeah, I think it's this way. There's storylines that you have to do. So, in my opinion, there's three things you got to focus on, and you can't neglect any of them. And that's questing, making gil, which is like farming or fishing or crafting or mining, or there's all kinds of ways to make gil. You just have to find the one that you like. And then there's leveling up. And coming from a lot of MMOs, you just think about leveling up, and everything else feels like a hindrance. But then you start realizing, this is the game. Like, there's three paths here that you work on. And even leveling up isn't simple because you have it's not just leveling up the class you want. You have to level up your other classes that are going to be used as a sub-job. So as you can see here, I'm a level 50 beast. I'm a level 25 white mage. I had to level that white mage up too, even though I don't want to play a white mage. It's very handy as a sub-job for a lot of classes. So you have to level up again, level up different jobs, and it kind of forces you to play different jobs, which
You've been examined.
is a very smart design, if you ask me, because it gives you a lot of reasons to, continue playing at lower levels, and it keeps the population at the lower levels filled. So normally games, you level one job up, level one class up. You have to, that's it. You're at the top, you're at the end, and then you can start making gil. You can make gil on this game level whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, level one, you can start fishing, and you can become a gillionaire. So anyway, so one of the reasons why I ran out here instead of just like, here I am at the town, let me show you some stuff, is I wanted to show you these outpost warps. I wanted to talk about them. This is something you're going to need to know, and I'm kind of doing this in reverse. I should talk about character class creation, but since I was here already, I'll show it to you. So if you look at the map, right, I'm in this area. I'm right here. This is a very difficult path. There's monsters at Sea of Viz. There's a bunch of dangerous monsters out here. This is where people group and camp. It's a lot bigger than what this seems. This is the tower that I was just in. There's an outpost warp right here. So what happens is, try to explain conquest to you very quick and simple. Region info, conquests. On the map, if people fight, so I'm in Quiflem right now. It's controlled by Bastok, which is blue. Over there you can see Norvillian, which is red. That's controlled by Sandoria. Green is Windhurst. And you can see up there who's in the rank for this area, right? So currently right now, Sandoria is going to win this area next week. Every Sunday they tally everything up, and whoever wins the area gets control of the area. When you're in control of the area, you can go to your city guard, and he'll give you outpost quests. And then basically you have to run from the city to the area, and then you come here to the outpost guard or any guard in the zone, and you talk to him, He says, "Ah, thank you," and you get some fame and quest is done. But what that does is that unlocks the outpost warp. So then from any city, well, I shouldn't say any city, your home city or Juno, which is like the main central hub, you can warp here anytime, even if somebody else owns it. And when you're here, you can also warp back. So it's transportation is expensive in this game. Expensive, and it takes a long time. So transportation is a big deal. There are no mounts. The world feels big because of it. So right now, he's like, he'll be like, I'll send you home. See? So I can teleport, and it's pretty cheap because we own this area. If I didn't own this area, it'd probably be like 700 or 800 gil, but it's pretty cheap. It's only 250, and he'll warp me back to my hometown, which is very, very, very nice. But I don't want to go to my hometown. I want to go to Juno. So what I do is I bind in Juno. I could have just used the warp scroll or something like that, right? Items. What do I got? I got an instant warp scroll. I do. I can do, but that costs money. That technically that's roughly about 1,500 gil, and you have to buy them at conquest points, which I don't have a lot of right now because I've been buying crazy warp scrolls. But at your main city, so this is Bastok, you talk to this guy, he's your teleporter. These are all the teleports that I've unlocked so far. So I spent a whole day unlocking these the other week. So I got 3. So I could go back to Quifflem for like 100 gil. I got 6, 9, 10, 11. I got 11 outposts unlocked, which is awesome. So every week you want to check your guard at the city gate where you get your main quests from and stuff like that, and see if there's an outpost. While I'm running to my Mog house to talk to you about classes, when you start the game, I forget what it is. I think you have an adventure certificate, and then eventually you can turn that in and get a free ring. And when you choose a ring, there's 3 different types of rings. Basically, one gives the most experience, another one gives medium, and another one gives the lowest. But the lowest allows you to get the experience bonus in smaller intervals, like 1,000 XP at a time. I would just get the one I have. So here's my equipment. Chariot Band. So the Chariot Band gives you 100% XP bonus. It'll last for 120 minutes. The maximum it will give me is 4,000. I currently have, so 100. It lasts for 120. It'll give me a maximum of 4,000 XP. So at my level, that's like half a level bonus. It's like a bonus buff. I have 2 out of 3 charges left. I can use those charges every 16 hours. So roughly for me, once a day. You get 3 charges, 4,000 times 3, 12,000. This is 12,000 is the most your XP bonus that you're going to get per week from your Chariot Band or whatever. I think the other one's like 12, and the other one's like 10,000 max or something like that. But you can break it down into smaller intervals. I can grind solo within 3 hours, 4,000 easy. So I have no problems using this one as the maximum. But you'll get one of these rings. You can charge them every week, every Sunday at 10 a.m. Everything resets. The new outpost warps reset. Go talk to the guard. Ah! I talked too much. I missed the elevator. You can talk to the guard. Get used to this, by the way. This game is slow. You know, the menus are slow. You want to cast a spell, you gotta go to magic. You gotta go wait, mage. I want to put sneak on myself. You know, it's a slow-paced game. As you get used to the controls, it starts feeling a lot like a normal game, but it's still slow in comparison. So that's one thing Fahros taught me, is chill out. Just relax, dude. You get so programmed in on these other MMOs to be jumping around, and this one is the slowest paced MMO I've ever played, including EverQuest. So that's going to tell you something. It's a very slow paced social game. Anyway, where was I? Oh shoot, I forget where I was before I even went into that whole slow spiel. But hopefully I made my point. So I'm just running to my Mog house, and then I don't even know how I'm gonna. I'm gonna show you. I want to show you what a Mog house is. So when you're in a city and you start, right? So we'll get into picking a class and a job in a second and what I know about them. I'm going to try to give you the bare bones. Like, you want details, You want specifics. This isn't the video. This is like, you don't know anything about this game right now. So you want to create a class or character, I'll tell you about. So anyway, so here we are in the city, right? Every city has multiple residential areas. The residential area is your Mog house. So if I went into Metalworks here, or if I went into Bastock Mines, which is part of the city, they'll all have residential areas. Not every part of the city has an auction house, though. Auction houses are a pretty big deal. It's where you make your money. I'll go show you that, and then we'll come back to the Mog house. I like the music. So Mog house, auction houses, shops, guards are at each gate. I'll show you them. They're important when you first start. You'll get an adventure coupon when you first start. You'll want to hand that in to whoever it tells you to. He'll give you like 100 gold and maybe something else. You'll get a nice starter weapon, some starter gear. You don't have to worry about that. It's enough to go out and smack on things. So these are the little auction house interfaces. You just click on them, and then you can bid, you know, what you want to bid on, weapons, swords. And then how the auction house works is, like, it lists every single type, even weapons that it has none of. If there was ever a mail breaker listed, even though it has none now, it'll list it. So when the game first came out, none of this stuff was here. So every single item here has previously been almost discovered. I've seen this dude before. Apples. I've seen him before. His name cracked me up. You can even look at what it sold for in the past. So it has the history, right? So you can look at it. You can click on it. It'll tell you the date. Like if you hit enter, it'll tell you who bought it, when, for how much. So you can kind of get an idea of the dates that's sold for. You know, you can sort it by level. So you can look for, like, let me look for a level 40 sword. What are my options? You know, it lists your class, all that stuff. So if you want to buy it, you go into it. You look at the price history. Oh, it was 20. It goes up to 28. Went back down to 20. Now it's at 25, 24. So, you know, you got to shop around a little bit. So if I wanted to bid, I would bid. Whoever, you can list it for whatever. Just because it's 20, it sold at 25. Somebody could have put it in there for 10. So you always want to try to throw in some bids low. Try 10. Try 15. Just to see if somebody threw it in there super undercutty. No. Get closer. Try 18. No. Am I going to be able to get it at 20? No. But yeah, you're getting kind of close, right? So 21. Try that. 22. Try that. 23. 20. You know, if it's selling at 25, then you might want to try 24.9. You know, depending on how much time you want to spend bidding, eventually you'll figure out where the bottom of their price is, and you kind of can work your way up to that so you're not overpaying. Because if they put it in at 10 and you bid 25, you just gave them an extra 15,000, right? So that's how it works. It doesn't tell you what the guy put the price at. You got to guess. And you can put the price at anything. Up, down, low, doesn't matter. So that's kind of how the auction house works. You know, all your materials are in here for crafting. All your food are in here. Let me see if I'm starting to learn some of this stuff. Would it be smithing? Would it be food? Ingredients. Bird egg. I'm trying to remember where B stuff was. B, is it cloth craft or leather? Goldsmithing? Anyway, let's look at my auctions. Sales status. So, I don't even want to look. These things were going for 20. So I put them in for 19. And then they dropped down to like 18. So I put them in for 17. And then they dropped down to 50. And I was just like, oh my god. I don't even want to look. Let's look at the price history. Let's see if, I think it's at, we can say 12 now. Oh my god. So it's essentially, so here's the thing about undercutters. So these things were 20,000 a pop. I put them in for a couple hundred under. The smarter ones put them in for, they undercutted big time, put them in for 18, which dropped the pricing down to 18, dropped it down to 15. Looks like it went to 13, to 12. Now it's at 10. I just lost 10,000 for each one of them I'm trying to sell, because or 8,000, because I didn't put it at 18. I had it at 20. thinking, well, maybe the price will go back up. I don't know. I don't know this material. It's just something that dropped. I was like, I'm rich. I'm rich. Oh my God, I'm rich. But apparently not. So now with the pricing going down that bad, whatever. I'm dumping them. That's horrible. I thought I was rich, but I just lost half the value of them. So whatever they are, they must not be that popular. This stuff isn't selling very well either, so, you know, it's a little bit under. So I'm going to stop all these. Right? Stop sale. Yes. Let's see what else I have up for sale. Yeah, a couple more high qualities when I went down to 15. Right? So I put some down. I was like, all right, let me put them down real low. At least I'll sell a couple of them and see what happens. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was just going to keep falling. All this stuff is got to get resold. And I don't think it's going to go back up. It's just falling and falling for some reason. These mid-tier. I think a lot of people are getting to the level of where I'm at now. So a lot of people are... I'm not going to put all this stuff up. I'll do it later, but I'll just show you. Let me put the skins up because they're worth a lot. The high-quality skins. So when you go to sell something, right? So you just hit... you go to the item you want. You hit sell. I don't know. What do you think? Right? So this is what I was doing before. I would go for 10. I'll put them at 9.8, you know, or something like that. I think at this point, I'm going to put them down like low, right? So anything over 9. I'm wondering even if I should do that. Let's see. So watch me sell them at 9, and they go back up to 20. Let's see. I'll just sell a couple at some different prices. I don't want to sell any at 8. I'm kind of thinking I should just go down to 8, but because by going to 9, we'll see. Maybe somebody will do like 9.5. Or will it drop down to 8 tomorrow, and I'm going to be screwed. I was talking to somebody, and it really felt like somebody's got something that they can see what the bid is, so they know what the underbid to get the sale. Really weird. I don't know if that's true or not, but it really has been feeling like that. It started making me paranoid. And then somebody else said it, and I was like, maybe that's true. So let me just set these real quick, just because these are my highest items, and I don't want to sit around for hours making this video. And then they drop down to 7,000. And I'm screwed because I didn't put them up. I'll do the rest later. But that's the auction house. Very handy, very useful. When you get started, you're going to need it. The reason why I was looking for bees, the best way, in my opinion, to make money starting out is kill bees. Kill bees. They drop bee chips. They drop honey chips. They sell for like 100 gold each. It's all low money. You could just dump them right on the auction house. It's better to sell things in stacks of 12 versus single. And you can only sell things either a single item or a full stack of 12. That's how you sell stuff. For some, people pay more for stacks of 12 because they don't want to sit there and fiddle with the auction house. They just want to get what they need to craft and get going. Anyway, here's the guards. This is Bastock. In whatever city you choose, they're going to have guards like this at the gate. The guys with like the little initials at the end, these are the main guards. You talk to him. Signet. You always want to have Signet. You see up in here, this little 4-hour, that's my Signet. It lasts for 4 hours. As you rank up, it lasts for a little longer. You want this all the time. Just talk to them, say, cast Signet on me. What this does is when you kill something with Signet, you get conquest points. Those conquest points, remember what I showed you earlier for the conquest, go towards winning that zone that you're killing in. So if you want to win a zone, you go fight in that zone. So what people will do is they'll level up characters in other countries' towns to try to take over their beginner zones so they can get their beginner outposts, which I think we're going to try to do that to Windy. I've been hearing people talk about trying to do it to Windy this weekend, level up a character over in the Windy newbie zone so we can take that zone and get that outpost for future travel. Anyway, the main reason you want it is because of the conquest points. Status currencies, I think. No? Status equipment? No. Status... is it currencies? Yeah, conquest points. So I'm low. 30,000 conquest points is not a lot. I've been spending on warp scrolls like crazy. How you buy stuff with them? Talk to this guy. I want to spend my conquest points. Right from the start, you can purchase all rank. When you do the main story quest given to you by these guards, you can rank up to 1, rank up to 2. Basically, think of it this way. Rank 1 stuff is level 10. Rank 2 stuff is level 20. 3, level 30. 4, level 40. Yeah, so then 5 should be 50. 6 should be 60. I don't know what 80 is, but it's 40. So, what do you want to purchase, right? Presidential hairpin. Level 65 for that. Adds regen effects in areas outside your area, and that's actually nice. So, nice to go in here when you're starting out. You don't have a lot of gil. You want to buy something. You can go in here, conquest points, spend them. You'll have 1,000, no problem, killing like newbie stuff. You can go in here and you can get yourself an axe. You can get some, I think these mittens are nice. +3 attack is nice for them. I wore them. I think I still got them on. I'm not sure. But you can go in there and get some weapons and stuff. Each city sells different stuff. Look at the wiki. I'll show you the wiki later. That's one of the things I hope I don't forget about. Also, this is where you get the supply quests from. So, can I go on a supply quest? And he gives you a list of what's available currently. So, Bastock didn't do very well. We don't have a whole lot, but I have all these done. If I didn't have it done, I could accept it, run there, get the outpost, and now I can travel there whenever I want. These other guys are all part of the quest line. So you'll want to talk to all these guys before you go out and fight. Alright, I think that's all the main point. Now, in each of these little areas, there's little quest givers. You'll see, if you watch any other videos, they're like, this is a repeatable quest. I found the repeatable quests were okay, but they weren't great. Like, over here in this little area, I think, was one that took like flintstones that needed 4 of them. Basically gave you 20 gil a pop. I think it wanted 5, so it gives you, for 5 of them, it gives you 100 gil. You'll get the stones from killing worms, but they're worth 20 each. I'd rather kill bees, and you could sell the stuff for 100 on an auction house. So I found the repeatable quests to be okay if you're in the area, but I found, like, don't go out of your way for it. There are some quests you'll want to do that are worth it. Bastakian ring. I think you get that automatically when you do like a certain rank. What am I looking for? There was something in here I quested that was worth it. There's some equipment quests. Go on the wiki, look up the quests. I'm not going to get into quests. Other people have done that. Just search for like beginner quests. But in my opinion, you don't even have to do any of them. None of them are necessary. Make the gil, buy what you want off the auction house. It's all on the auction house. For the most part. So this is your Mog house, right? So I have some decorations that help me with my storage limits. But the main thing with the Moogle, the Mog, is he gives you storage, right? So you got Mog safe will work. Eventually you'll get a Mog wardrobe when you do your first advanced job quest at level 30, and you'll be able to have that. The wardrobe is important because anything in here I can use anytime, any place. So it's like having extra inventory. So I could swap out, like if I went to equip, I could equip this fishing rod, right? Even though it's in my Mog bank, not in my inventory, because any equipment you wear will be in your inventory. Like, see that chariot band over there is in my storage, I think, items. So because you have to have this on your person to activate it, it's something I can't put in my Mog storage, so that's why it's in my inventory. But anything in, if you don't have it in your wardrobe, it's got to be in your inventory to equip. So it's very nice equipment. You select that. So storage option. Do I want to check my inventory or my Mog wardrobe? I don't think 2 is even active. So you check wardrobe. Ah, there it is. I can equip my fishing rod. So if I'm ever any place and I want to equip my fishing rod or my fishing gear, it's in my wardrobe. I can equip it. Very, 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 very handy to know that. If you don't know that, you're really hurting yourself with inventory level. You'll be packed all the time. Anything else you don't want, you want to dump into your storage. I do have some storage here, 19. I don't know where I got that from. I think the storage might be from this furniture, is where I think that's from. Your safe increases in size when you quest. So I have 50 right now, so I just keep a lot of random things in there. that I don't want to throw away, like my knives for my alts and stuff like that I don't need to be able to equip, you know, swords that I have that I don't want to equip. Probably bard weapons are in here, or bard things for when I was playing a bard. I don't want to throw them away, I don't want to sell them, so I just stuff them in my storage for now. It's good enough. One thing I do is I dump all my crystals over. You can sell your crystals. For some reason, I just decided not to sell my crystals. I kept, like, all my crystals. Oh, I forgot about auto sort. So, you could dump them all into your Mog safe. See, I got 49 of 50. Hit plus button, auto sort, yes. It'll stack them up for you. That doesn't happen in this game by default. It's a 2000-something game. Like, it doesn't happen by default. So that reminds me, I didn't get into the settings with you. Let me... one thing at a time. I feel like I've been talking a mile a minute for the last 20 minutes. So let me clip the video. No. Before I clip the video, the Mog, let me finish it. So you have your delivery box. Let's see what I did sell. So when something sells on your auction house, it comes into your delivery box. Big money. Big money. Big money. Come on. Big money. Big money. Ah, that's it. That's because my big money stuff didn't sell. So what sold? So I sold mercury, cockatrice meat. 10. That was my big money. Some of my old jugs that I didn't need were selling. So then you just gotta take it individually. So you can that's where you collect your money. So that's your delivery box. This is where you would change your jobs. You could change your main job or your support job here. Gardening, I'm not getting into that. Layout is where you change your layout of your Mog house. But that's it. This is mostly mail, changing jobs, and storage is what your Mog house is for. Let me cut this right here, and I'm going to get into classes with you. Okay, starting with races. So first thing, you want to come to FFXI fandom.com right here. This, you want to bookmark this. You want this. It's not exact to the server, but a lot of the information is listed here and still relevant. This is probably going to be your most looked at web page if you're new to the game. As far as races, pick what you want as far as looks. That's my mainstay there. Like, if you want to be a big, bulky werewolf green guy with a tail, why would you ever? Be this guy. If you want to be a little slinky Mithra with a tail, cat, meow meow person, be that guy. Lanky, tall elf, be that guy. Little short potato, Tara, be that guy. Normal looking humans. As far as like what a lot of people will try to sync their jobs, what they want to play, like high DPS, DD melee, caster, I'm not sure, whatever Dex AGI is, you know, balanced. This is what I went because I figure I'm going to be everything. I want to be a caster, I want to be a melee, I want to be a tank. This is the most balanced class, so I can be everything and still be okay. I don't think I'd want to be tanking as a Tara. You can. I think in the end game, by the time you get to the end game, it all balances out with gear. I would say probably pick whichever you want as far as looks. Secondary would be as far as stats. Third priority would be starting city. That's kind of how I'd rank it. I'm not going to get into the details of all that. There's other videos out there. You can read the wiki yourself. As far as starting cities, Humes and Galco, Bastok. Elvan, I know, is Sandoria. Taro, I know, is Windhurst. I don't know about Mithra. I think they can do Windhurst or Sandoria. I'm not even sure. Check the wiki. So speaking of wiki, you can go here for jobs, right? Jobs. So this kind of goes into everything here. Also on the, how do I get out of this? There we go. Where's my tab at? There we go. So also on the Horizon's website, they have their little job preview here of each class. This is good because they did little minor balancing changes, and the way they they specifically worded these descriptions to kind of give people a hint as to what they're changing in each of the jobs. So if you already know what Final Fantasy was and more interested in what it's like now, this is a good place to go. But I kind of got a vibe for what the changes were, even though I haven't played all these. So I'll kind of go down just because on this page, just because the graphics are cute, and this is the main page versus, you know, whatever the wiki says. I don't know. How do you get the... You gotta go all the way up? Where's my tabs? There they are. Versus, you know, all the standard stuff on a wiki page. But this is nice because these are your base: warrior, monk, white mage, black mage, red mage, thief. So you're going to start as one of them. I think a strong start is a thief, a warrior, a white mage, or a monk is a strong start. You could also go black mage, then white mage. Red mage is strong. They're all strong. You're not going to go wrong. You got to kind of think what you want as your sub job, right? So you got to kind of think what you want to be as far as these unlockable jobs later. Do you want to be a paladin, a bard, a beastmaster, a samurai, a ranger, a ninja, a dragoon, a summoner? Blue mage is not out yet. Puppet master, so just... that's why I didn't want to look at these. So it stops at summoner. So a lot of times you want to think about what you want. So for example, beastmaster, right? That's what I play. Where's he at? Or a bard even. Bard's good. Beastmaster's good. Both of those are good to have a white mage sub. White mage is very good utility for a lot to have them as a sub job. And if you don't know what a sub job is, a support job, you have a main job, and let's say your main job's level 50. You can pick any other class that you have unlocked or leveled up to be your support job, and that support job will be half level of your main job. So you're level 50, your support job's going to be 25. Therefore, if you're a level 50 bard, and you have white mage is 25, you have all the white mage abilities, just like you were a level 25 white mage, all there for you to use. So you have Cure 1, Cure 2, you have some debuffs. The big thing that people do that with is you now have Sneak and Invis, which are important to get around. You also have Revive. If you have enough mana, you can revive somebody when they die. So White Mage is just because of all that utility. Thief has Treasure Hunter, which gives you more loot if you have them as a sub job. You know, Black Mage can teleport to their home point. You know, there's all kinds of reason to have sub jobs, and there's a list. Like you can ask, like, what's a good sub job for a paladin? People tell you, like, here's the best one, here's the second best under the circumstances. It's not too complex. But let's go over to the other page, and I will do my best to kind of fill you in on how I think these things play. Let me just make sure I'm still recording. I feel like Harold. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Anyway, so job previews. So on the page, I kind of give you job preview. I'm not going to read through these. I'm going to give you my description of it. You can read through this. You don't need me to read it through you. You need my knowledge that I've seen in the game. So I'm going to try to convey that here. And I've been talking for hours now. Excuse me, I had to get a drink. Mouth's getting dry. Warrior. Very good DD, turning out a lot of people killer damage. Great for a sub job as well. You're not going to go wrong leveling this up as your first job to 30, trying to figure out what you want to do. That's what I did. Give him a two-handed axe. He's a great DD. Give him a sword and a shield. You can go into your defense stance, and he's a tank. Really, really great all-around job. Even just take all the way up. Monk, same thing. Really good DD. He can't be a tank, but he's really, really good DD. He's got high hit points. People are telling me he's doing really great damage. I don't see a lot of monks, though, as mains for some reason. I see them as sub jobs. People build them up for sub jobs, but I haven't seen them, like a lot of people going, yeah, I'm taking this all the way. But yeah, it seems to be very good. I think all the classes are balanced. I think they've done a really good job so far from what I could tell. I'm a noob at this game, so, you know, it's hard for me to see the nuance that, like, a lot of people would be like, why is this like that? Why is that like this? White Mage, to me, is like the ultimate job, the ultimate sub job. It's the primary healer. It's a great sub job. It has teleports that can get you around the world. It has sneak. It has invis. Like, all this stuff's so important for, like, running around doing these quests. To have sneak and invis is almost needed. So you can't go wrong leveling up a white job as your first job if you're unsure. My only hesitance of suggesting this to be your first job to level up is spell cost is high. But reality is, if you just go out and kill bees and just sell the stuff for 100 plat or whatever it's going for in the auction, you don't have enough for the spells. It's not that big of a deal. You just got to sell the stuff. People have a lot more money now than they did a month ago, so you're going to make more money faster now. So People will just dump money on the supplies that they need for crafting. So where like something might have went for 20 the first week is now selling for 100 or something like that. So it's actually an easier start now than it would have been a month ago, now that the economy is rolling a little bit. So yeah, not a great grinder from 1 to 10, but it's not like you're going to be dying or anything. It's just a little bit slower, but really, really great to have as a sub job. And also the main, like a lot of people, this is like the second popular class on the server, White Mage. A lot of people love White Mages, and you need them. You need even more of them, and you'll get groups quickly. Black Mages, super DD, ranged DD magic, big booms, magic burst, burn parties. People are making Black Mage Summoner burn parties where you're just burning mobs down. Sounds awesome, sounds fun. Definitely was in my consideration. Still kind of want to do it. I don't think you can go wrong with a Black Mage, even as a sub. Black Mage is a great sub to a White Mage and a lot of other stuff. You get teleports, warps, so you can warp out without having to use warp scrolls. Red Mage, little nerfed, and people at the beginning were kind of upset about that, but this was like the most OP class in classic HorizonXI. The best NM soloer, the best, like, maybe not NM, like higher level mob soloer. Like he could take on things that other classes couldn't take on. He's got black magic, he's got white magic, he can melee and do DPS, like do DD melee. Pretty crazy, and he wasn't nerfed at all in this. He's still good. They just reduced how much his refresh, how often he can cast refresh. And I think that, I don't know, I don't want to speak out of pocket because I don't know the game that well. I think that's so he couldn't refresh himself so much and just have infinite mana. But in a group setting, even solo, he's still great. And popular. He's not like he's not popular. The most populated class on a server, surprisingly, is Thief. I started with Thief and then switched over to Warrior to get to 30. But Thief is great. High DPS. They made a lot of great changes to him. He was already a great class. Now he's just super great class, and a lot of people are seeing that. The only downside to me with Thief right now is there's a lot of thieves, and you only need one per party for Treasure Hunter, and they're great DPS and aggro management. How they aggro manage is neat in this game. So basically what happens is you pull, right? And the hardest thing to do for a tank in this game is to keep aggro at first. You know what I mean? Like the DD sometimes has to hold back until the tank gets aggro. So if you can have your tank get aggro fast, the DD doesn't have to hold back. Your party's doing more damage. You're getting more XP. Everything's flying. So a Thief just changes the dynamic by being able to get aggro. And what they do is you pull in the mob, an off-tank aggro's him, so the mob's facing the off-tank. You get behind the tank you want to have the aggro. You backstab, sneak attack for high damage, and then do an ability called Trick Attack, which takes the aggro from that high DPS attack and transfers it to the person that's standing in front of you. So you're standing behind the tank, and you smash the mob with a burst damage right at the beginning, and transfer all the aggro right to the tank. Boom. Now nobody has to worry about it. They just had high Thief damage to start the thing. The tank has no problem keeping aggro at that point. All the DD in the group can just go ham. On to the next one, on to the next one, and just grind that XP. So Thief is very good. Very, very, very good. Paladin is like the premier tank on the server. They buffed him. Apparently, he's like getting mana back from the hammers that they wield, and pretty buffed, and everybody seems very happy with them, and tanks are super in demand. There's a good amount of them, but there's not enough. I think this is the most sought class, like when you're forming a group, you gotta have that tank. You could probably get a white mage, you might get jammed up on a white mage, you're gonna have a hard time finding a bard, but the main thing you want to start with is making sure you got tank, heals, and then go from there. Dark Knight turning out to be a very good DD. Dark Knight has black magic and is melee DD. You can sub a white mage, and then you got white magic, black magic, and melee DD. They use a two-hand scythe or two-hand sword. Very cool looking class, very cool class. This is the one Fahros plays, so if you want to see what this one's like, go check out his stream. Not trying to advertise the guy, just love that guy. He's awesome. He's been an awesome part of my Final Fantasy XI experience. More so than any other resource or player has been. Beastmaster, awesome, very popular. Beasts are good soloers, and they were originally designed to solo the game and not group, which is weird for a developer to put that in a game. I think they were trying to cater to like the solo player. It was like the beginning of that, right? So you could solo with beasts, and they weren't very good in groups because you would charm a pet, and then that pet would suck up some experience, and groups didn't want that. And they made it so now you got jugs, which are like a jug of carrot juice will summon a rabbit. When I heard jugs, I'm like, what is that? Juggernaut? What do they summon? They're just animals. You got a jug of meat. It's crafted. It's food. It summons a pet for you instead of having a charm pet, and it's of your level, so it's pretty strong. And it doesn't go away. The charm doesn't break, so it's better than charming, and it makes them very nice. And then also they change it so the group experience isn't a thing, so you can now get groups. It says they reworked the melee has increased, but it doesn't feel like that to me. But I never played one before, and even if I did, I wouldn't remember it because it was so long ago. So I don't know, but I'm having fun. This is a very noob-friendly class. I chose this because I went Bard. So I went Bard, and then my Bard couldn't do some of the quests very easily. So I went, okay, let me roll up a Beastmaster, and I'll do a Bard as my primary, Beastmaster as my second job, like main job, and I can use my Beast to solo the different quest parts. Very easy, but turns out they're fun in groups. I like the play style. The only thing that's crappy about Beastmasters, everybody hates them right now. Like, you get literally hate directed towards you for no reason. Everybody just hates Beastmasters. They want them nerfed. They've already been nerfed twice. And it's because players like will charm and eat up all the mobs in an area, because when you solo as a Beastmaster, you're not soloing hard mobs, you're soloing the easiest mob you can possibly find. So you're just chewing through them. So you go to an area, you're just eating up all the mobs that an XP party's trying to use, and it's like, with an already overpopulated server, it's very frustrating. So people have really developed a deep hate, and it's just like, crap on beasts, I don't care. It's like, they're the Trumps of Final Fantasy 11, right? And everybody's a lefty. So it's like, you want to walk into that world, you know what I mean? You want to put your red cap on and stroll through the area and get all that hate. So, and it's sad because it's a really fun class, and I like that play style. If I was going to change this a little bit, if I was the developers, I would have made them a little less solo friendly, not nerfed them into the ground, but just maybe make it so like it wouldn't be worth their while to just smash easy mobs for little bits of experience, but a lot of it, you know what I mean? Which makes everybody hate them. And then change it to where they're very valuable in a group. Like their DD in a group is high. They actually just nerfed them the other way around. They nerfed them so they don't have a high DD in a group, and they're more geared to soloing. So I don't understand that maneuver. I was actually pretty upset about that, because I like playing these in a group setting. I want all these classes to be group classes, so we'll see. I can go looking for group for 6 hours on my Beastmaster, and nobody will send me a tell, which is pretty disappointing. But on the other hand, it's nice to be able to solo, and when I do get a group, it's fun and it works. Speaking of getting groups, Bard. Bard is a really great class. It's like an EverQuest Bard almost. It just buffs the party. So here's how your gameplay is going to go as a Bard. When you first start out, you're going to be singing 2 songs. 2 melee buffs that's going to help the group out. And these buffs like really help the group out. And you don't realize it as a Bard how much you feel like you're doing crap, because you're doing crap damage. You're just singing these songs that are stupid, and you feel like you're not doing much. But what you'll start to realize is, wow, like, okay, I put on looking for a party, and within 5 minutes, I'll have, if not 10 invites. Like, there have been times where I put on looking for group, and within 2 minutes, I got so many tells, so many messages, I couldn't even respond to them. I was just lost. I was confused. I was like, I had like 10, 12 people messaging me. I was like, oh my, who do I reply to? Stop. It was so overwhelming. They are so in demand. They're not because there's not a lot of them, but because every group would love to have one. You don't need a Bard in your group. But damn, if you have a tank and a healer and a bard, you're going to have a really, 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 really good group. And that's one thing I noticed too when I was playing my bard. Occasionally on my Beastmaster, occasionally on my warrior, you have a good group and everybody's like, yeah, that was a really good group. Occasionally you'll have, that was the best group I've had so far. Occasionally, right? On the bard, you'll probably, if you don't hear that every time you're in a group, you're probably not doing a good job or something. Like every single group. Oh my god, it was the best group I've been in this whole time. Like every single time, and it made me realize, oh, this feels like a normal group to me. It's like, it made me realize just how powerful, when you're playing it, you don't realize how powerful you make the group and how much experience you make happen. But here's how you'll play as a bard higher level, right? So you'll run over to the melee, boop, 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 you play your flute, buff them up with 2 songs, run over to the magic users who are sitting a little bit away, boop, 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 play your song, buff them up, run out, pull some monsters, bring them back to the group. While they're killing a monster, you run back out, grab another one, bring them back to the group, boop, 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 put that monster to sleep. When they get done killing the one, they'll kill that one. When they're working on that one, buff the melee back up, buff the healers, or buff the magic users back up, run out, grab some more, put them to sleep. You're just racking them up, stacking them up, buffing the group. You don't even have to melee. So if you want to play a class that doesn't even have to pull your sword out, if you don't like sitting there, like right up on the mob, hitting them, this is the class for you. If you like pulling, this is the class for you. If you like racking them up, stacking them up, your group is going to love you. So it's I love bards. I love bards in EverQuest. I love bards in this game. I love these unique crowd control buffing type classes. Ranger. Danger Ranger. So the least played class on the server, not just least played class by an amazing amount. By far. Like there might be 10 or 12 of them on at any one time. And that's even now, month and a half after the server's been out, when people do have some money. The reason why, not because they're bad, they're great DD. I'm sure they're even better DD than what they were. Let's see. Players need to find the right distance. So this I wish they didn't do. You gotta have, there's like a sweet spot to do the most damage. Quality of life, 2-hour ability rendering a reliable tool. So I guess the 2-hour ability is more reliable or something. So maybe you don't mess with it or something like that. But they're a great DD. I don't like this change where you gotta find a sweet spot. I like to be able to just pew pew and chill and not have to worry about it. But the reason why they're not popular is you're shooting money. You don't shoot arrows, you shoot gil. Like that, every shot takes gil, and everybody's broke right now, so nobody has money to mess with a ranger right now. I'm sure they'll be popular later. This was my main class. This was my main class in 2003, 2004. I went like white mage, black mage, and I was like, eh. And I went summoner, yes. But summoner was like, I got that up in levels, and I was like, got all the pets, got all the summons, and it just felt underwhelming. Looked cool, but felt underwhelming. And I went to a ranger because they were supposed to be like the best DD at the time, but only rich players could play them, and I had a ton of gil, so I went to a ranger. I loved it. And then I heard about ninja tanking. It was even more expensive than ranger, but it was like the premier tank. Plus, it was a good sub job for everything because of the powder that gives you blink. I started working on that, and that's when I think I went to WoW. Anyway, Ranger, I don't know. I can't recommend it just because it costs too much, and it's hard to have gil when you're starting out. Samurai. This was the job, out of all the jobs I was looking at, this was the one that I thought I was going to end up playing. Because it's so cool looking, it's so unique. It's a high DD melee class. And it's like, it's whole, when you look at the design of it, like if you go at the wiki and look at it, it's all designed about generating TP, which is like energy that you spend your special moves on. So like in the game, you're doing skill change, which is like, I do a special move, somebody else does a related special move, and then somebody else does another related special move. That's a skill chain. It causes more damage and effects, and then like at the end of it, the black mage can do a mana burst or mana burn or whatever it's called. They cast the appropriate spell on it. It's like, it just melts the mob. It's ridiculously fun and awesome. I wish more groups did it. A lot of people are just like blasting their stuff off, not caring. But this guy can skill chain on himself the way he's designed. And not only that, he's designed to generate a lot of energy. So he's just constantly skill chaining, constantly. He's always doing stuff. He's always got some energy to spend. So he just seemed like this psychopath beast DD to me and seemed really cool. But we'll see. Maybe. Ninjas, a lot of people were saying they were kind of nerfed because of the thing that made them awesome. The powder, this Utsumi, I think is what it is. It creates shadows, which is basically blink. They changed it to make it not as useful, but they reverted some of these changes and made it so if you're maining a ninja, you're good to go, and they gave it more tanking ability. So I think because they reduced this, it made it less of a tank. So now we only have 2 tanks on the server, a premier paladin and a warrior who most of the time wants to go DD. And people really like being able to tank with the ninja, so I think they reverted some of that, and they gave it special tanking abilities or something. You'll have to look up the patch notes. I don't know the details on it because I don't play ninja. But they made it a viable tank. Also, it feels like they increased the damage on it, too. I was in a group the other day, and a ninja was, like, rocking the damage like crazy. So I think they revitalized ninja, so to help balance it out, just like they nerfed Beastmaster. At the same time they nerfed Beastmaster, they buffed ninja. So seems like it's a great, fun, dual-wielding, choppy ninja class with magic powders and ninjutsu. So seems cool if that's what you're into. It seems like this is the way to go. It's starting to become very popular. I see a lot of people switch from like beast to ninja. Dragoon, very cool looking class in my opinion. Another pet class. What makes them special is their pole arm, their jump, but what really makes them special is their wyvern. They have a little persistent pet that does like cast magic and cast some heals and stuff like that. I don't even know how it works. I never played one. Matter of fact, maybe I'll jump in. I unlocked Dragoon. Maybe I'll jump in and show you like in the next clip where to go. I want to show you some settings and stuff. Maybe I'll use my Dragoon and maybe get a couple levels to kind of show you how that goes. But definitely great damage. Like this class has been topping the DPS charts along with ninjas, samurais, warriors. Really great melee DD. Can't say anything bad about them. Seem to be very fun, stylish. Sorry, hiccuping. Let me get a drink of water before I go on to my beloved Carbuncle. I think after this, I got an old video. I think it's from 2004, 2003, 2004 when I played on PC on the original. It's the only video I have, and I think it's actually my oldest video capture that I have. Predates WoW. I think I have a our first Ragnaros defeat video. You can hear us screaming like a bunch of raging nerds in the background. We're just it's like everybody going off on whatever voice chat we were using back then. What was it, Trello, I don't know, something. Anyway, I'll put that clip in there if I can find it. I would like to immortalize that clip on YouTube. So Summoner turns out to be very great. They reworked Summoner. Seems to be very powerful. They're going in burn parties with black mages. They've given like the refresh that Red Mage has. I don't know the exact details. Might not be as strong, but the refresh that they nerfed on Red Mage, this guy gets a group AoE refresh now from one of his summons. So he summons it out. Boom. Like the ultimate support. Not only that, he can summon tanks. He can summon DD out. Buffs. Summoner has proven to be one of the strong. I think Summoner may be one of the strongest classes on the server right now, and good. And you know what's funny is, as much as everybody hates Beast, everybody's like, screw Beast, nerf Beast. Everybody knows the Summoner is even more powerful, but at the same time, just because everybody loves Carbuncle, everybody loves the Summoner because Summoner was always weak, and if anybody deserves a buff, it's this. So it's like the opposite reaction. Yeah, Summoner's powerful. Even people that don't play them, they're like, hell yeah, Summoner, powerful. It's funny. It's hysterical. And I feel the same way too. I'm like, hell yeah, Summoner should be powerful because I wanted to play the summoner. I miss my Carbuncle. I didn't like the fact back in the day. I remember that when I leveled him up and he just seemed underwhelming. Right now, I'm looking at, on my desktop, a plushy Carbuncle from 2002, 2003 Japan that my wife had shipped over from Japan when it's sitting here. It's this Carbuncle released for Final Fantasy XI. It's the same exact Carbuncle. I miss my little glowy Carbuncle, man. I'm glad he's doing well. I got him unlocked. I might play him at some point. I don't know if I want to go back. I've been doing Beast right now. I think I'm just going to focus on him to get through my quests. And at that point, I don't know. Am I going to go Bard? Maybe I'll have enough gil to go Ranger. Maybe I'll go back to my original Samurai. Probably not going to do Ninja. Might do Dragoon. That's interesting. Maybe I'll do Summoner. Thing with Summoner, if I do Summoner, I'm probably going to have to level. Well, I got my White Mage kind of leveled up. I was going to go Thief originally. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should do Thief. They're like everything. I want to play everything. It'd probably be easier to play the things I don't want to play. Monk, probably not on my list. Red Mage, probably not on my list. I would like to actually play a Paladin, even though I don't want to be a tank. Dark Knight, probably not on my list. Yeah. Ninja, I don't know. Maybe on my list. I don't know. Hard to tell. Yeah, it's easier for me to list things that I probably wouldn't want to play over things I would want to play. Anyway, let's check out the Summoner real quick. Alright, so this is my oldest video. So what am I doing here? Looks like I'm checking out who I want to attack. I'm summoning my Carbuncle, casting the spell from a macro. And Carbuncle, IGU Pokemon reference with a delay, so it comes up right when he's popping up. That's pretty cool. Looks like I'm checking out who I want to fight. I think this is when I first got my Summoner. I'm not sure. But this is the oldest footage I have. Not only of this game, I think of anything. Not only just of games. I don't think I have video footage older than this. For anything. This is my oldest video footage, I think. And there's no sound, by the way. Absolutely no audio track in this. This is back before video capture did all that for you. You'd have to have a separate sound capture, I think, back then, 2003. But look at that beautiful little sparkly Carbuncle. Still got the pixelated edges and everything. Look at him beating the heck out of that strolling sapling. I can't even see what level I am. Because it doesn't, like, show it in anything. The video game was one window, target, your bar, the time, a little compass, and it has a wet drop because it's raining. Just so it shows your weather. Is that a buff? What is that little blue thing in the top of my screen there? Did my Carbuncle go away? I was running away for when he... Oh, yeah, because he's going to kill my Carbuncle. Couldn't even last through him, so I'd have to summon another one. So I'd run away, summon another one, and basically I'm pet chaining him with Carbuncle. That's funny. You can see the my MP ticking away as Carbuncle's out. So this isn't for you guys. Well, you know, so you guys can see how, you know, see some 2003, 2004 footage. Yes, and my guy's name was Keebler. I thought it was funny. Keebler Elf. Did I just do a panic? I just did a panic into the camera. That's funny. Sense of humor even back then. Look at that. I got 72 experience for... So the experience rates are still... I got another... Experience rates were the same. I got another Pokemon reference. Oh, I'm so corny. I probably would still do that. That's it. That's my video. Oh, was I making... Who was I doing that for? I wasn't on social. This is before there was a YouTube. Who was I doing that for? Oh, cool. I got the map. I can see where I was exactly. Nice. And then I log out. Play online. Memories, memories. You're in the game. You got your class created. You got your job picked. What do? You turn your adventurers coupon in. You get your 100 gil. You can run around. You get your... You go to the guard. You get your... What's it called again? Conquest. Your Signet. so you can start earning points. You're ready to go kill. You'll have all the gear you need. I gotta get geared up, so let me pretend I'm you. So, let me see. Change jobs, main job. I'm gonna go Dragoon. Support. One thing Beastmaster is beautiful for. Support, because I can charm a mob at level 1, and this thing just will level up for me. So, Beastmaster is great for that. If you get Beastmaster as a sub job, and even just level 1 charm is great. You don't even need to really level a Beastmaster up. You just unlock him. Don't even use him, and anytime you roll an alt, he'll be great for you. From 1 to 10, he'll burn you through that sluggish 1 to... Well, actually, it's more like 1 to 12 or 1 to 13. You gotta level up solo, which is like horrible start. It makes people turn off from the game, but yeah, he's a great sub. So let's go Beastmaster for sub so I can charm. I don't think there's any better sub out there. Maybe Carbuncle, because you can summon... I don't even think, because he's limited. Charm's going to be very good. Let's check if that stuff sold. Am I rich? I got 10 grand from something. High quality. So somebody bought one for 10. What did I put them on for? Like 8, right? It was like 8 100 or something. We'll have to check them out. See? Aren't I glad? So I got another 10G. That was 20,000 gil for one of them a day ago. Like a full 24 hours ago, I think. It's lowered that much. I don't know what's going on. Alright, let's see. I need weapons. So I don't have my starter weapons. I deleted them. So I think... Equipment. Main hand. Do I got any weapons I can use? I just need anything. I can use my harvester. Head. I think I put all my stuff. Yes, I'm gonna have to pull it out and equip it. Storage. I think I got into my storage. So I got the Christmas gear. So I got my robe, my mittens. That's only like 2 defense. 3 defense, but it's actually better, a little bit better than the starting gear, the Christmas gear. Don't worry about it. It's too late to have Christmas gear to get it now. Just use your starter gear. It's just as fine. It's just this stuff came with the Christmas event, and it's slightly better than the starting gear. So why have both just to save room? I dumped my starting gear. Hands. I'll have legs. Feet. And look at that. I have Santa Claus now. Oh, oh, oh. Good little starter gear. I even have a little snowman hat I can put on. So anyway, so I got gear. I need to get a weapon that is... Oh, wait. Oh, shoot, didn't mean to leave just yet. I think I have a weapon in there I can use. I don't have to buy one off the auction house. You got to make room, so you got to stick stuff in storage. Inventory space is such a thing in this game. Trying to make room and try not to be a hoarder. Try to put everything you don't need on the auction house, and if you need it again later, rebuy it. Let's see, storage. So I think I have stuff in my Mog safe. I got a 13 knife. I might have gotten rid of all my level 1 stuff. Just thinking, you know, if I need it, that's all. Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy a weapon. Which is another thing I'll have to keep in my auction house. Or in my, storage. Sorry, I'm getting tired. It's late at night, actually. I want to wrap this video up. I'm trying to get this video done tonight so that I can process it and crunch it while I'm sleeping, and then I can upload it. I'd like to release it in the morning tomorrow, but I probably won't be able to do that. By the time I get it crunched, I'll wake up for work in the morning and start to upload to YouTube, and then, you know, it'll be done in a little bit, but YouTube takes an hour or so to process a long video like this. Yeah, you got to upload it, then they got to process it, then they got to convert it into high quality, then I got to do all the fiddling around with the YouTube settings. So probably after work sometime, it'll be coming out tomorrow. Let's see. Bid, weapons. What do we use? Pole arms? Let me sort this. I don't think I ever sorted by level. Go down to level 1. Look at that. Ooh, harpoon +1. Let's see if we get twink. It's only 3 grand. What is that? 9,385 versus the normal one is. I'm not paying 3 grand just for harpoon +1. Ah, there it is. It's 1 more damage. Oh, I kind of want twink. I kind of want twink so bad. Like, I got the money. I got the money now. I can do it now. Let's see if I can. So it looks like it's been going down. Everything's been going down. Well, look at the sales. The sales. These things rarely sell. This is going to last me until like level 10 too, isn't it? Level 4, there's a better one. How much does that cost? Yeah, nah. I'd rather just buy that level 4 one. And the brass is 14. So is that better? 13 versus 9,385. Oh yeah, that's way better. Yeah, I'd rather just buy one of them. So harpoon it until level 4. So let's do harpoon. Let's try to undercut them. Anybody sell them for 100? No. Anybody sell them for 200? No. Anybody sell them for 370? I love trying to beat out the undercutters. It's like, I feel like I have to. I'm not going to put 300. I'm going to try to undercut. I'm going to try to, find that undercutter. Because there's so many undercutters. You can literally make a profit just beating out undercutters. So let me go with, let me get a brass, an obelisk. There's only 2 left. There's only 2 left and they were 800. Bid. 400. Bid. 600. Bid. 700. Bid. Oh no, am I not gonna get it for 800? 800. Got it for 800. So I got level 4 weapon. And I got a level 1 weapon. Good enough. I'll just sell that level 1 back. Equip. And there are 2-handers, right? I think so. Pretty sure they're 2-handers, right? Yeah. Alright, so you're started. You might not be in best stock, but every city is the same. You have an exit, and at that exit, there's a guard. And when you talk to that guard, you get your quests, get your signet, go outside, raid outside. There's going to be a bunch of little level 1 dudes. Beat on the level 1s until you're level 10, I think. Level 10, they'll stop giving XP. This game's weird. It's not like other games where you want to try to fight the highest mob possible. Only in groups is it like that. In groups, you want to go to the extreme end and fight the highest mob. Oh, why I got 5 hours? Is it a 5 hour? Or am I misreading that? Okay, a Signet on me. 5 hour Signet. Nice. I thought we were like, what are we in last place? Anyway, get your Signet, get your quests, go out there, kill stuff. Loot stuff, sell stuff. Do that over and over again until these, when you con them, you just like type /check. See how it's level 1? That'll give me experience up until I think 9 or 10. At that point, you can move up to a level 2 or level 3. But usually you have to move over from the area. Now see, I got the mini-map so you can see the dots, but if you open... So you won't have wide scan. I think I have wide. I think everybody has a little bit of a wide scan. I'm not sure. But you can kind of see the mobs around you if you're not sure where to go. Or on the mini-map you can kind of see. What other tip is there? Yeah, that's it. Just beat them up. And it's usually just poking them because you don't really have any weapon skills or any abilities yet. So you're usually just doing this.
Your skill has increased.
That's it. Just kind of, scratch your head, stretch. Get a drink. Oh no, I'm out of water. Now this is going to be a lot easier for me because my character is higher defense, higher evasion, just because I've worked up my skills, so this will go quicker your second time around. But my weapon skill is nothing for polearms, so this is a realistic version as far as doing damage to them as what you'll see. Engaging gameplay, huh? But this is what it is until you get to, you do this until you're like level 13. Sometimes I even push it to 15, especially since I have a beast pet. So there's a beast master with their jug pet. That's what the tiger jug pet looks like. But that's it. But since I have charm, let me show you the joys of having a beast master. Man, they really turned down the starting mobs here, didn't they? I think there's a lot over to the east. I'm going to go over here to the west and charm this guy. Ooh. He's mine now. And then I'm going to sick you on this guy. So that he is going to help me kill the Stone Eaters. Are tough when you're level 1, by the way. I wouldn't even fight a Stone Eater until you're level 3 or 4. Till you get some weapon skill increases and some defense increases. Oh, the other thing is you can start hardcore if you want. So you get to talk to an NPC and he makes you hardcore. And it does nothing. There's nothing that happens if you die. You just lose the hardcore status. But why not see how long you can live for? I made it out here to my second mob. On day 1, I was hardcore. I beat one monster. Couldn't find it. There's so many, literally hundreds of people out here fighting for mobs on day 1. It was ridiculous. Couldn't find a mob. The only thing up was a worm. I went for it. Oh, there's a dragoon pet. That's what the dragoon pets look like. It's at a higher level. Yeah, it's level 8. Run, boy, run! So I fought the worm. Dingbats are nice. So dingbats spawn at night. Get them. Will my guy get them, or was his guy? He get them. I got him. Ah, that's another beastmaster. Look, he has a B2. At night, this area spawns dingbats. Kill them. Bat wings are worth 100. They never go down. They're always worth 100. There's a turn-in if you're in Sandoria. Turn-in bat wings for 100 each. I think 2 of them for 200. But you could just sell them on the auction house if you're in another city. But every city has like a turn-in like that, where it's worth a certain amount. But it doesn't matter if you're in that city or not, because people will buy them for reputation, because you get reputation by turning them in. So people will buy them if they're not losing money, so they're always going to be worth that minimum reward. Maybe 10 gil under that minimum reward. Oh, he killed my pet. But bees and bats. Bees and bats, bees and bats. Unless you can find some other stuff when you get a little bit higher. So this little area outside and this little area outside town here is where all the newbies are. If when I get higher level, I'll go out this way. Over here, there's like level 5s and 6. So when I'm like 10, I'll go over here and I'll start fighting the level 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6 over here. Until I'm like 13 to 15, and at that point you want to go to the dunes. Google it, look up the map of where the dunes are. That's, you go there, you look for a group, you'll get a group, you'll start grouping. It's literally that simple. All right, so I don't want to sit out here and do this over and over again, especially since I'm cheating with the beast. Oh, my charm failed. Especially, that's hardcore right there, that little thing. That means he's played. What level is he? He's level 6. He's gotten to level 6 and hasn't died yet. That's all that means. And, there's no big... If you die, it's not like you lose your character. So why not do it? Just to see how far you get until you die. Can I charm this guy? Oh, no. Now I got 2 of them after me. Just gotta wait for my charm to run out. Then I'll try again. Now you're mine. You attack him. This is why people like Beastmaster, because it's fun. You're just like charming mobs and sending them on each other. It's like an enchanter in EverQuest. Is he even attacking it? Oh, he don't even care. He's just on me. Look at him.
Your skill has increased.
So, again, very slow gameplay. Getting started. Don't let it discourage you. Persevere through. Get level 12. Level anywhere from 12. 12 is fine. 12 go to dunes. You're fine. I sometimes try to push it to 15 just because go out. I find like starting in the dunes at 12 is a little rough. I like to get into like higher groups and stuff like that. Oh, level syncing. So you can, when you group with somebody, you want to try to fight the highest mobs possible. So you can level sync down to somebody within 10 levels of you and have no experience loss. So basically, if you go out to the dunes and you have a level 12, the level 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 guys are still going to want to group with you because they might have a spot where 12 is good at or 13 is good at. They'll bring you into the group, level sync down to you, and then they can keep fighting the same mobs. Even though they're leveling up, they can keep fighting those same low-level mobs and keep their camp. So bringing in a lower level to level sync with is something that happens all the time. You'll get groups sometimes just because of your lower level, and they just need somebody to resync to. And it's really nice because you can stay in the area an extra... Oh, he just died. And I just leveled. You can stay in the same area that you're in for a while. Like, you can out-level the area by 10 levels. So that's nice. So it kind of makes it so people can group with each other a little more easier. You're not rushing around to all different kinds of levels. What else? What else is good? Oh, when you level sync, though, your equipment in the retail game, I think it scales down. In here, it'll unequip. So if you have a level 20 weapon, and say you're 22, and you level sync down to 18, so under that level requirement for that weapon or that piece of armor, it'll just unequip from you. Like, you can't use it. So because of that, I want that bee, because it can give me bee chips. You can have the worm. Worm, bleh. What's that give you? Oh, I gotta charm him. I'm not even paying attention. I got my bee. My other bee's after me. Is he after me? Get away from my bee. See, people would be all ignorant sometimes to be like seeing you mess around. He was cool. He didn't. He was like, is he messing with him? Does he need help? Some people just run up and take your mob while you're messing with them. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so your equipment will unequip if you're not the level for it when you level sync down. So because of that, I never upgrade my equipment to the max. So it's like every 10 levels you get like a new set almost, kind of is how it works, especially with the equipment from the Conquest that you buy from the vendor. What I tend to do is like after about like when my gear is 8 to 9 levels behind my level, then I'll start replacing it because it's pretty safe. You're not gonna level sync 9 levels because then you can only level up once and you gotta leave and find another group. Most people are going to level sync, you know, unless they're already in the group and pushing the group's limits. They're going to level sync 5, 6 levels, something like that, before, you know, because they want a little room to grow. So I think around 8 levels, when you're higher than 8 levels, 9 levels to your gear, it's safe to start replacing it. Oh, new players, look. They got the new player mark. They got cool names. That's cute. I wish I had friends. I'm really jealous of people who have, like, pre-mades step on me. What are they doing over here? They're trying to take over our area, maybe? They actually have a really good level up spot over in Windhurst for low level mobs. It's not as scarce as it is here. They have a really good area. Sorry, I got distracted. What was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. So yeah, level syncing is a thing. It's kind of weird. You gotta get used to it. Oh, the gear levels, like the Conquest is every 20, 10, 20, 30 levels. So that's just something I try to do. Let's try Stone Eater. Let me get him on my Hornet. Just something to keep in mind. Oh, how do you look for a group? Go to party, seek party, boom. You got the green exclamation mark. Now, when you search, so it's search all invite. So not who all LFG, search all invite, right? I can't have that open. So not who, search all, IV, not looking for group. So that's everybody looking for group in the game right now, right? And you can search like, so I want to adjust those results level 2 to 15. Who's looking for group? 29 people looking for group between 2 and 15. Most of those are going to look, as you can see, most of those are dunes level people. Nobody's looking for group. Like, here's one at 10. This guy's trying to get one at 9. But usually 10 is when people start. See, 5, he's probably not going to find a group. Usually people won't start looking for a group until 10, 12, 13-ish. It's actually better experience to solo if you're doing it right. If you're fighting level 1 mobs until they don't give experience anymore and then moving up slightly is the best way of doing it. So in addition to looking for group, right, you want to do this. This is something you must do. So you go to search, go down here to edit comment, and then this is the type of looking for group. Are you looking for XP party? Are you looking for battles? I guess they're like BM, NMBC? Battle content? Name mob battle content? Is that what that means? I gotta look that up. Mission quest items. So basically XP party. So do you want to find or do you want to seek? Well, I want to seek. So then in here you can be like, just type in a stupid message. I like to use these translations. So you type experience points, type PAR, tab. It gives you a list, party. Do you have it? Please invite me. You know what I mean? You can just do a stupid little message like that. Or you can say, oh, am I even fighting this guy? Did my pet die? Oh. Well, there you go. This little menu, well, I don't want to get into everything. You'll figure it out. Do I have any abilities? Weapon skill? Nothing yet. Job abilities? Charm? Oh, I can call a wyvern already. Oh, if I call a wyvern, I can't charm. What's spirit surge? As wyvern. I really want to call a wyvern just to see what that's like. I never did that before. Max out, baby. Let's see what he does. I don't think he even does anything unless you use like an ability or something.
Your skill has increased.
Will he fight? Oh, look at him. He actually fights. Yeah, I've never played Dragoon before. Oh, that's not bad. I wonder if he could tank. Like, I think I'd like Charm better though. Oh, he's going to tank now. Oh, I wanted to see what kind of damage he took. Does he have a... Oh yeah, there's his health right there. That's neat. I'm going to have to play with him. So I ended the video and I went in to do some, check the edits and do some adjustments before I started processing it and went to bed. And I realized I didn't do one important thing. So I'm going to splice this in real quick. Settings. I should have did this way back in the beginning. Settings. Oh man, how could I forgot? This is one of the important things. So hit your minus key on your number pad, or I don't know what else. That's what I always use. I think there's another one that brings down this menu. Config. You want to go through all these and adjust some stuff. Very important when you start out first thing. Man, I think in my timestamps I'm going to go in order and then jump and put this back end piece all the way in the front on my timestamps just because it's so important. Controls auto target during battle on is fine. You want to turn your music volume down. You don't have to turn it down as far as I got it. I turn my everything down because I watch YouTube videos and this game can get loud compared to YouTube videos. But gamma adjustments, nothing. This is important. Auto sort on off. Remember I was showing you in the Mog house you got to sort everything yourself. The inventory is the only thing that will auto sort for you, and it will save you a lot of sorting. So just turn that on. I don't know what this is. Items, let's see, by category or by name. So it just depends on how you want it sorted in your inventory. So that's gameplay. Chat filters. This will filter things on and off in your chat so your chat windows aren't all crazy. When it's on, that means it is actively being filtered. So you're not turning off attacks by NPCs. If you don't want to see them, you got to have the filter on. It's a little counterintuitive. I find a lot of this game is counterintuitive to the way I think. So maybe it's like Western thinking is different or backwards than Eastern thinking a little bit. Maybe it's like how the language is. I don't know. People say that language determines or is influential in the way you think and process thoughts as well. So anyway, man, I really went out there on that one, didn't I? I'm telling you, it's so late, I'm gonna be dead tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, whoa, at work. I hope I don't have a lot of meetings. It's the worst thing to be in a long meeting when you're tired. Oh my god, it's like living hell. Like, always get a good night's sleep so you're not in a meeting with your eyes just drooping down. Anyway, filters. Font colors, I haven't even touched. Windows are important. So shared settings, right? So you want your multi-window off, or do you want it vertical or horizontal? So I got horizontal, meaning they're going to be side by side. Or you can do it vertical, where the second window will be on top. There's only 2 windows you can have. So do you want to split your window? I recommend splitting your window so you can put combat on one side, chat on the other, or something like that. Window type just changes like the color of it. Window effect, display open closing, turn that off, and I think it does it quicker. So there's like that animation. Do you want to see the animation? Window 1, this will tell you, this will set window sizing. So reactive means like see how it's kind of going up and down depending on the delay. So like if it's active, it'll go up. This will tell you max amount of lines. So I have mine, so there's like, 12 lines, puts it right about here. So the maximum, it'll go up. Let me see. Yeah, see? The maximum, it'll go up to there. And then if nothing happens, it'll slowly start going down. That is the resize time. So you can set the delay on how long it takes for your windows to go down. Some people flatten these things all the way out, so there's nothing. If nobody's said anything recently, there's nothing. So that's something you want to fiddle with your windows there. This is the other window, so you can do it for one window, you can do it for another window, different things. Log, I think that's like your chat log. I don't know much about it. On-screen damage display. So do you want it in your log or on screen, or just on screen, just on log, or both? So it's pretty self-explanatory. Now this is one that I wanted to show you earlier when I was showing you the launcher. They were having a issue where if you zone, it's like a graphical memory issue. If you zone, you get stuck in a black screen, you got to log out, log back in to fix it. That's not so bad now, but when there was a huge login queue, that was horrible. If you hit a black screen and had to log out, you might not be coming back in for 3-4 hours. So that was really bad. Not so bad now. You just log out, log in. It's a little minor inconvenience. Logging in super fast. But that happened to me a few times. What I did is I turned my shadows off. It never happened to me. I think it maybe happened once in a month since that was happening. Weather effects I keep on. Everything else I'm not sure. Clipping plane max. Footsteps is the little footsteps in sand and snow. I think that's the neatest thing ever. I don't know why every MMO has not adapted that exactly since. Keyboard background aspect ratio. This is important. So this will change whether, and I don't want to change it, well maybe I can change on the fly. So some people's images will be kind of smushed or stretched out. If you're using a 16:9 ratio, which most people are, you want to set this to 16:9 so it doesn't look all smushed. Key assist movements. Assign keys for movement cursor. Compact keyboard only. So this is like keybinds. I could never get this figured out. Macro palette. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about this. I couldn't get that figured out. Keyboard size changes like the layout of your keyboard. I got it on compact too. That's the thing that seems the best to me. I'll show you about keybinds in a second. I'm trying to rush through this because it's such a long video and I'm super tired. Weapon effect, on, area display, target. These are all fine. Nothing huge in there. Don't know what that is. These are filter effects. All effects. So I want to see everything. So I like it all. Mouse and cam. I don't know what this is. Use your character for point of reference versus use your cursor for point of reference or movement. I gotta experiment with that, you know, see which one I like more. What's up, Asona? Everybody inspects you, so if you want privacy going on. Screen edge panning off, so that means when you move like your cursor to the screen end, it's gonna pan. That was driving me crazy. I put it on chase cam because I'm not sure how the camera works. It doesn't work very well, so if I put it on chase cam, it seems to work better. I did invert some of these. My third person I inverted just because it didn't feel right to me, so you might want to play with them. Global chat filter, chat language filter, and your auto timeout disconnect, I just have it as off. Like, I'll stay on forever. Just switch that off. I think they're the key important things there. Other thing I want to show you was Ashita. So the hotkey was insert. Remember? Insert. This shows you some different things. So you don't really have to... My mouse bugs out when I'm on this, so I can't even see my mouse, so it makes it hard to use. This first page, I don't know anything about it, but keybinds is one that's nice to go to. So, the keybinds in here, you can set a keybind on the fly in the game if you want. So I can set my number 1 key on a down push to do whatever command I want, and then you hit create bind, and it'll literally create it in the game. However, when you log out, it'll be gone again. So how do you do it? So what you can do is you can create your keybinds. Now you can see mine. So I got Q as target NPC. So I hit my Q key and it targets the nearest NPC. There's also command, it's like /ignore pet or something like that. Google it. It'll ignore player pets, which counts as NPCs, so that makes it nice too. Two combined make that nice. E is my attack on, so I hit E and I can attack. My number 3 key is pet fight command, so I hit E for me to attack, 3 for my pet to attack. I put all my pets 1 through 6, which I gotta... 6. I think I gotta change that sick. I'm gonna change that. I need to change some of these around, but I got my heal, my stay, my fight for my pet. I mapped M to map. I mapped T to follow. I mapped C to check because it's like conning in EverQuest. So C is natural for me to hit when I want to see what level a mob is. I did a fishing command just for when I was fishing. But you can, the keyboard binding is non-existent in the game. But this Ashita, I don't know, wrapping, it's a sandbox or something that runs the game within it. This allows you to create your own keybinds, and it overrides everything in the game. So if there's a game keybind that you don't like, you can change it to what you want here. This was a game changer when I found this out. It took me a few hours to figure this out, once I found out that you could do it. So what you want to do is, if you want to create it in game, that's fine, you can do that. Just hit export to file, and it'll export to, let me see, so I got mine in my C drive. C drive, Horizon is where I installed it, so C drive, HorizonXI, and then game, and then scripts. Default.txt in your Horizon game scripts is the actual config thing. But if you hit export to file, there will be a folder there called binds above it. Click on binds, it'll have your character name, the binds specific for that character. Open that text file up, so mine's eon.txt. Open that up, and all these will be in there, so you can copy and paste all these if you created them in game. And then you want to take them and I pull this separate. I don't want everybody seeing all my other notes. So here's this, right? So see Horizon's game scripts default.txt, right? You don't want to touch anything up here. These are all the defaults that Horizon loads every time. You don't want to edit that whatsoever. If you edit it, it'll change it back. These are all default bindings. You don't want to edit any of this. Custom bind. So this is where you do want to edit it. So you can copy from that file and paste it right here, or you can just type the stuff you want. So you can do this: bind space letter space command. That's simple as that. So you can do it in game, export it out, copy paste it, or you could just type them. Also, if you go down here further into the configs, this is where you can add custom configs, right? So this is 2 add-ons that I use outside of the UI add-on is Consolidate UI, which is also known as XUHI and Points. Maybe I'll get it. Maybe that'll be my next video, is discussing like UIs and how to figure them out, because that's a mess. It's a mess. Anyway, and FPS1 is also a good command to use. If you use FPS1, it can get you up to 60 frames per second instead of 30 frames per second. So instead of typing that every single time, these settings run every time I run the game. So this is what you got to do for add-ons, and I also have this command. So this is an important document to familiarize yourself with. So keybinds here, any additional loads or commands down here, don't touch anything else. Basically is how that works. That is what I wanted to show you. The settings and Ashita, very key. This changed my life. This allowed, because you can't change the keybinds in the game like you can a normal game. And when I found that out, that was a game changer for me. Okay. So this is points, by the way. It tells you your XP per hour. This UI that you see here, all this, when you're in a group, it has stuff up here. This little inventory indicator, all that is from that one UI. Maybe I'll go into that later. Maybe that'll be my next video, because a lot of people do like doing UIs. Anyway, on to where I cut off from my super long outro. Thank you very much. Anyway, I think that's it for the video. I think you got enough. This video is really long, by the way. I'm super tired right now. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I'm about to just totally crash. I think that's about it. This was a lot longer than I thought it would be. I figured it'd be like 30, 40 minutes. It kind of, you know, I was having a little bit of fun with the video. So I do hope you appreciate it. It takes my whole night just to get one of these things put together.
Skill has increased.
Yet alone footage, you know, figuring out what you want to talk about. I don't go scripted. I kind of come up with a plan in my mind and think about what I want to talk about, and then kind of do it on the fly based on what's happening. But yeah, if you like this kind of content, a little bit long formatted, a little bit chill, I leave, you know, timestamps. I always try to timestamp the heck out of it for people who don't want to watch the whole video. I have long videos for people who do want to just chill and listen and watch the video and get everything they can out of it. So I try to, you know, that's my format. But this actually would be a 6-hour long video, because I have more in mind than I want to talk about. This is just to get you started. But there's more things that I've learned. There's more tips and tricks and things that I've learned that I want to share with you. But I want to do this a little different. Instead of blasting out one long 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hour video, you know, like a Lord of the Rings saga length video, I'm going to try to split it up a little bit. I'll make a playlist. All my videos go in playlists. So like, if you want to watch all my Satisfactory videos, they're in my Satisfactory playlist. So definitely check my playlists. If you appreciate the effort I'm putting in, if you found some information helpful, you know what you need to do. Give me the likes. Leave a comment. Do whatever. Just get juice that algorithm. Just juice it. Just milk that algorithm. But really what helps the most is if you're a subscriber, great. Then you get notifications when my videos go up. But what really helps is just spread the word. Like, hey, here's a cool video. This is a cool dude. Kind of like how I do with Fahros, right? Like, I see a cool person. I see somebody who has good content and is trying to help people. I want to share that with you. I want to share that with you. I want to say, hey, that dude's cool. If you feel that way about my videos, I'd appreciate it if you do. If you don't worry about it. You know what I mean? No pressure. No pressure. All right, so I think, speaking of cool videos, I think I'm going to edit this together. It's about time for me to go to bed. I think I'm going to get me a nice drink. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch me some AB camping, because he just put a video out tonight. And I started watching like the first couple minutes of it. And I was like, no. Don't sit down and watch this. Do your work. Do your job. Oh, is that a ranger? Is that a ranger? I seen him shoot with a bow. So that's starter gear, by the way. The hume gloves, the bronze harness stuff. The hume stuff, I think, is Starter gear. He's anonymous, though. What's up with that? He might be a ranger. Or maybe just working his range skill up. Oh, here's one thing. Search. Area. All areas. 3,921, and it's late at night right now. And the first person on the list is... Ah! It's funny. You know, I tried to get Ace. Is there Ace in here? I did try to get Ace. I wanted a 3-letter name. I tried to get Ace, but it was taken. Somebody got it first. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep an eye out. I'm going to make some more Horizons video. My plans, as far as I can tell, so I left Embers Adrift when this came out. This caught my attention. I was like, hell yeah, I want to replay this. And it turned out to be such a great, epic server. I was like, oh, sorry, Embers. Got to put you on the back burner now. And I don't know if I'm ever going to pick that up because there's a lot coming out. I got this game now that could, literally, this game could keep me occupied for a year if I wanted it to. But I have other things, so I'm a big fan of the forest. Actually, speaking of shoutouts, what's his name? Farkit. He did a lot of the forest videos back in the day. His content inspired me to start doing this. Like I made some videos, but everybody puts their face on YouTube. I don't want my face on YouTube. I only have audio, and he did that, and I was like, his videos are really cool, and it's just him being him, right? Like, and he doesn't have his face plastered. I have no idea what he looks like. He's making great, informative videos that nobody else is doing on the Forest game, which is a game I liked. So he really gave me the confidence, kind of, to like, okay, it's okay to do it like that. It's like, just do your thing and see if people like you, right? Because I liked him in his videos, and I thought he was a chill dude. He's got a killer voice. I don't have a voice like that. I don't have a killer Australian accent. Anyway, the reason why he came to mind is because the Sons of the Forest is coming out. Sons of the Forest is coming out, and it looks awesome. So, I don't know. I would love to be in the realm of honor to be able to make some Sons of the Forest videos, to be in that same realm of somebody who I'm a fan of, and somebody who kind of gave me some confidence just by looking at how he did. You know? So that's coming out. So I'll probably be playing that. I don't know. Hopefully my computer can even run it. And then Diablo 4 is coming out. I already got that on pre-order. Yeah, I know, don't pre-order anything from Blizzard. I know. But it's freaking Diablo. I have to. I'm a huge Diablo fan. That's also one of the things that started. I just put up a stupid video of me getting the Cosmic Wings, and then I just wrote a guide in the description and put it on YouTube, and it got so many views, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Sorry, I just hit my mic. It's like, what the heck is going on? But it got a lot of downvotes. People were hating on it because I didn't voice it. I made a guide and I put it in the description. People would come to my video and go, you jay off, like, what? Where's the guide? It's just me running around with no voiceover. You know, I tried to put it in the description. The guide's here, read it. Nobody wants to go to YouTube to read a guide. You know what I mean? That's kind of what also started me. So, two things that started me off on this YouTube journey are releasing this year. And then on top of that, my true love, EverQuest, is putting out a TLP this year in May. So what do I do? What do I, like, I don't have time for even one game and YouTube videos and work and family. Now I'm going to have this game, EverQuest, Final Fantasy, Sons of Anarchy. I'm going to have 4 games. I'm sure something else will pop up. I'm going to have 5 games. Like, I'm going crazy over here. It's like feast or famine. So I don't know how that's going to affect my videos, but I got a lot. 2023 is gaming year for me. I got a lot of games I'm really looking forward to coming out, and there's probably even more on top of that I'm not even thinking about. So that's kind of what I'm up to. But for now, for the foreseeable future, at least the next few months, I'm really enjoying this game, and I'm going to chill, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to log into Fahros' I hope I'm not pronouncing it. Is it Fahros or Fahros? Fahros. Anyway, I hope I'm not mispronouncing his name too much. Level 3 already, nice. But I'm going to log into him in the morning and listen to his stream. I love it Saturday. Well, he's not playing Saturday. Usually on Saturdays what I'll do is I'll watch the ones I missed during the week. Watch that while I'm playing. You know, just chill out and relax. Play this game, have fun, group, do my quests. So a lot to do in this game. You can literally play this game for years. Just unlocking jobs and playing different jobs. So anyway, long drawn out outro. Claudia, Warhilt, Scenaris, all you strangers, everybody watching, have a good night. Let me see if I can do a wave. I don't even know what emotes are in this game. See you guys later. Bye-bye.